Gary, finally, 3 weeks later, it's your first home match at St James Park on Saturday. How much are you looking forward to, one, just being there, and two, meeting the fans and the atmosphere?
Yeah, I can't wait. It's been a long time coming. It's strange coming in the middle of a season and having so many away games. But finally at St James's Park, meet the home crowd, get that support that we need, and looking forward to try and get them the 3 points.
And I'm sure we must go into the game on confidence based on that last, couple of minutes winner against Port Vale on Saturday.
Yeah, I think it was big that we won the game. I thought we deserved to win the game on the second half performance, but the way the players reacted to losing a goal so late in the game, which was a big blow, disappointing, but they got straight back up and came back out and scored a magnificent goal. Archie, passing it into the top corner. And the celebrations at the end was great, because I think the players deserved that. They put a lot of work in and probably haven't got the rewards they deserved in the first two games, so to come through that with a win was really important.
You mentioned recently in a separate interview to this, but that you wanted Archie to start playing without the handbrake on and really show off what he can do. I mean, 2 goals in last week, and is that exactly what you're talking about? He's got a great shot on him, having a shot from distance and just having the confidence to give it a go. Yeah,
I think in the modern game you now have midfielders who are defensive midfielders or number 8s or number 10s. For me, Archie can do them all. I think he can play every position in that, so he can be a great defender, he can break up play, he can win tackles, he can pass, but he can also be someone who provides assists and goals. And that was early part of the season. I didn't see a player who was doing that, and now you see with his goal at Plymouth the other day that he has that ability to get in the box and has that ability to shoot from distance. So we'll encourage him to do that at every opportunity, and he's been fantastic since I came in, and we want to continue that and keep developing that.
It's going to be a tough fixture on Saturday as well, faced in a Peterborough side that probably have been tipped by a lot to make a return to the Championship. I mean, how are you kind of preparing for that match?
Yeah, as we do every game, we've watched them, we know their strengths, we know their weaknesses, but I think more than that, we're developing and we're evolving as a team, and we need to keep doing that. I think Saturday showed signs second half of control. When we went in front, we controlled possession a lot better, and we want to keep developing that. But not only that, we've had a week of full training where physically we've trained at another level, and we want to kind of see the players and how they take that on Saturday as well. So I'm hopeful we see progress in many different areas on Saturday.
They're certainly a threat up top as well. They've got the league's highest goal scorer in there as well, so they're going to be one to watch going forward.
Yeah, they are, but I think our front line is a real threat as well. So as much as we're aware of their threat, and we will be prepared to stop them, I think the focus, especially at home, is our quality players and how we hurt the opposition. And we've scored 5 goals in 3 games. It shows the level of quality and intent that we have when we go forward, and we have to continue that even against the teams that are higher up in this league.
You mentioned it just now as well, but that shorter schedule in November has given you a lot more opportunity to have like a full week out on the grass with the players as well, so that can only be beneficial going forward.
Yeah, it's really important. I think when you're playing 2 games a week, it's more about recovery, and you have to be very aware of their physical loads, whereas now we can train the players at the intensity we want them to play at. And I think a lot of them will say this week's been quite a tough week, but I think it will show in the performance and how we play with and without the ball. We have that intensity. I think at times in the game so far, when we win the ball back, we want to have a break, or when we lose possession, we want to have a break, and we have to play with 100% commitment and intensity in every action, and that's the way we've trained this week, and we want to take that into the game.
And I guess for a team that's had a similar kind of playing style for the last few seasons, it does take a bit of time for you to get across how you want us to make these changes. It's not something you can do overnight, is it? It's something that's obviously going to take a little while to put in piece by piece.
Yeah, without a doubt, and I think we've seen that in each game. There's been progress in each game in different areas. It might not be clearly visible to supporters, but as a coaching staff, we feel that we're making incremental improvements in the team that is ultimately going to help us win football matches. So we need to keep building on that. Saturday was better in many aspects. Second half, first half, we didn't really start well, but we got to grips with the game second half and showed that control that we want to continue into this weekend.
And how is the squad looking on the injury front as well?
No new injuries from last week, which is a good thing. Czech is still struggling with his foot, but he's building up the loads that he can put through his foot, and hopefully next week he'll be back training, and Jonathan Grounds will be available for the squad. So from that, it's a positive that we have that experience back.
And is Sam Stubbs very much a case of kind of take it day by day and see how his progression's going?
Yeah, Sam's with the physios at the moment, and with no definitive day or time when he will be back. He's working with the physios, and we will be guided by them when he's kind of coming back, but it's not going to be in the near future.
Must be very frustrating for him, I guess, and yourself. And I guess is that kind of like an interesting part of the management job, in the fact that you are not on the playing side, but the mental and everything side of things, keeping people in the right frame of mind and stuff whilst they can't play.
Yeah, it's difficult. I know only too well the back end of my career. I had a lot of injuries, and it's a difficult period for a footballer. You all want to play, but it's part and parcel of the game, and I think they need our support in that period. So the injured players are important to us. We have to help them when they're doing a lot of work on their own. So it's important that we're there to support them and give them that motivation they need to get back.
Just to focus on a couple of, we don't normally, but just focus on a couple of players because they had good months last month. But Jay showed his class last month, didn't he? 4 goals and 2 assists, and fans voted him the award for their player of the month and the goal of the month. So he's just showing why we wanted to bring him here. Yeah,
he's a brilliant player. A delight to work with in terms of his attitude, his application, his work rate, and then not only that, his quality is there for all to see. And I actually spoke to him the other day about assisting people, and he's like, I want more goals, but I said, as long as the team is scoring and you're contributing to that, then as a striker you should be really happy. So he can score goals, and I'm sure he will, but the contribution he's had in terms of his assists since I've been in has been fantastic. And
for Giovanni Brown, 17 goal contributions. We're only in November as well. I mean, it's a fantastic return so far, but something that himself, speaking to him about it, he says, that's just a start. He wants to continue and keep improving.
Yeah, I keep speaking to Giovanni, and he's probably getting sick of me by now. I've only been here 3 weeks, but he has so much quality, and I want to bring that out of him, and I demand a lot from him. But I spoke to him right at the end of the game on the pitch, and I had, first half I was demanding more from him, and I told him second half, and that's why, because the quality he showed not just in his goal, but in his work ethic. He was back tackling, he won a ball right down the right hand side of our box, and then passed out of trouble with quality, and he can do that when he wants to, and we just have to demand it more from him.